leave faint, unintelligible whispers in the background.
Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a garden. Every thought you have is a seed. Your focus is the water that nurtures those seeds, and each new idea that sparks something inside you, that's the light that helps them grow. Now, picture that garden being slowly covered by a fog, a digital mist that dims the colors, muffles the life, and makes it harder to tend to the things that really matter. This fog is what we might call brain rot, a modern affliction brought on by our increasingly digital world. But this isn't some dramatic downfall or an inevitable part of life today. It's something we can face and overcome. Before we begin, take a moment to pause. Breathe in deeply. Feel the air filling your lungs, and as you exhale, let go of any tension. Let yourself settle into this space, into the present moment, because this realization begins with a question many of us feel deep down, even if we rarely say it out loud. It's a subtle nudge, a whisper under the noise of notifications, scrolling and screen time. Is this really it? Am I truly living, or just existing in a digital blur? That's the call, a gentle reminder that there's more to life than what we've become accustomed to. It's a call to step out of the digital labyrinth and reclaim a life that feels meaningful, clear, and connected. But before we can take that step, we need to understand what we're dealing with. What exactly is this fog? What does brain rot really mean? And how does it affect us? Let's explore that. Brain rot is not just a catchy phrase. It's a very real phenomenon that's affecting millions of people worldwide. It manifests as a cognitive decline, a mental fog that makes it difficult to focus, remember details, or engage in deep, meaningful thought. The symptoms are insidious: poor memory, lack of focus, increased anxiety, and a general sense of mental fatigue. Now, you might be thinking, but I use the internet for work and learning. How bad could it really be? And you're right to question. The internet, like any tool, is not inherently good or bad. It's how we use it that matters. Consider this. The average person spends over 6 hours a day on digital devices. That's a quarter of our lives, spent scrolling, clicking, and consuming bite-sized pieces of information. Platforms like TikTok, designed to deliver constant novelty, can hijack our brain's reward systems, leaving us craving more and more stimulation. Take a moment now to reflect on your own digital habit. How much time do you spend on your devices each day? How often do you find yourself mindlessly scrolling through social media? Don't judge yourself, simply observe. But here's the good news. Recognizing the problem is the first step towards solving it. And that's exactly what we're going to do together. Our journey will take us through 3 nested loops, each offering a unique perspective on brain rot and how to overcome it. We'll explore the scientific, personal, and societal aspects of this phenomenon. And as we spiral through these loops, we'll gain deeper insights and more powerful tools to reclaim our mental clarity and vitality. Are you ready to begin? Take another deep breath, center yourself, and let's dive into our first loop. Our first perspective comes from the groundworks of neuroscience. What exactly happens to our brains when we engage in excessive screen time? Studies have shown that prolonged exposure to the rapid-fire stimulation of social media and constant digital notifications can literally rewire our brains. The dopamine-driven feedback loops created by likes, shares, and comments can become addictive, training our brains to crave constant novelty and instant gratification. This rewiring affects our ability to focus, disrupts our sleep patterns, and can even impact our capacity for empathy and deep human connection. The constant switching between tasks, a hallmark of our digital multitasking culture, has been shown to reduce our ability to filter out irrelevant information, making it harder to focus and retain important detail. But it's not all doom and gloom. The same neuroplasticity that allows our brains to be shaped by technology also means we can reshape them through conscious effort and habit change. Pause for a moment and consider, how has your attention span changed over the years? Can you recall a time when you could easily focus on a single task for hours? How does that compare to your experience now? As we close this first loop, remember, your brain is adaptable. Just as it can be negatively impacted by excessive screen time, it can also be strengthened and revitalized through mindful practices and reduced digital consumption. As you absorb this information, you might find yourself becoming more aware of the profound impact your digital habits have on your consciousness. And as this awareness grows, you may notice a natural desire to reclaim your mental clarity emerging within you. Now, let's zoom in and look at brain rot from a more personal perspective. How does this phenomenon manifest in our daily lives? I'd like to share a personal experience with you. A few months ago, I noticed a significant decline in my cognitive function and productivity. I was spending 2-3 hours a day on TikTok and YouTube, and my living space was a mess. I couldn't focus on anything for more than a few minutes, and I felt a constant fog in my mind. Does this sound familiar? Perhaps you've experienced something similar. The feeling of being constantly distracted, unable to complete tasks, or retain information as well as you used to. The impact of brain rot extends beyond just our mental faculties. It can affect our physical health, our relationships, and our overall quality of life. We might find ourselves neglecting physical exercise, missing out on real-world experiences, or feeling disconnected from the people around us. Take a moment now to reflect on your own life. How has excessive screen time impacted your daily routines, your relationships, your ability to pursue your goals and dreams? But remember, recognizing these impacts is not about self-judgment. It's about awareness, the first step towards positive change. As we close this second loop, hold on to this thought. Every moment is an opportunity for a new beginning. Your past habits don't define your future potential. For our final loop, let's zoom out and consider brain rot from a societal perspective. How is this phenomenon shaping our culture, our discourse, and our collective future? In an age of information overload, we're paradoxically becoming less informed. The algorithms that power our social media feeds often create echo chambers, reinforcing our existing beliefs and limiting our exposure to diverse perspectives. This can lead to increased polarization and a decrease in critical thinking skills across society. Moreover, the constant distraction of our digital devices can make it harder for us to engage with complex issues that require sustained attention and nuanced understanding. From climate change to economic inequality, many of the challenges we face as a society require the kind of deep, focused thinking that brain rot erodes. But it's not all bleak. As awareness of these issues grows, we're seeing a pushback. Movements advocating for digital minimalism and mindful technology use are gaining traction. Schools are incorporating digital literacy and critical thinking skills into their curricula. Consider for a moment, how has the prevalence of brain rot impacted your community, your workplace, the broader society you're part of? As we close this third loop, remember, societal change begins with individual action. By addressing brain rot in our own lives, we contribute to a larger shift towards more mindful and intentional technology use. As we zoom out to the collective level, consider how our shared digital habits might be influencing the collective consciousness. How might a society of individuals reclaiming their mental clarity and spiritual awareness change the world? Now, as we emerge from these nested loops, you might be feeling the mix of emotions, concern about the impacts of brain rot, but also hope for the possibility of change. This is good. Why? This awareness This emotional engagement is the fuel that will power your transformation. So, how do we move forward? How do we transmute this awareness into action? I present to you the 3-step brain revitalization plan. Detox. This is your threshold crossing, your first step into a new world. Temporarily eliminate or drastically reduce your screen time, especially on social media platforms. Replace this time with activities that promote mental and physical well-being. Reading, exercising, spending time in nature, or engaging in face-to-face conversations. Rebuild. This is where you face your trials and grow stronger. Focus on improving your diet, sleep, and physical activity. Eat a balanced diet rich in nutrients that support brain health. Establish a consistent sleep schedule to allow your brain time to rest and consolidate memories. Engage in regular exercise to boost cognitive function and overall health. Sustain. This is where you integrate your newfound wisdom into your daily life. Develop healthy habits and routines that support long-term cognitive health. Set boundaries for screen time, prioritize meaningful activities, and regularly assess your mental and emotional well-being to ensure you stay on track. As you begin your 3-step brain revitalization plan, remember that this journey is not just about productivity or cognitive function. It's a path to reconnecting with your true self, to aligning your digital life with your higher purpose. But wait, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but I need my devices for work. Or perhaps, but social media helps me stay connected with friends and family. These are valid concerns, and they bring us to an important point. The goal isn't to completely eliminate technology from our lives, but to cultivate a healthier, more intentional relationship with it. This is where the concept of digital minimalism comes in. It's not about using technology less, but about using it better. It's about being intentional with your digital consumption, using these tools to support your goals and values, rather than letting them control your attention and time. Take a moment now to envision your ideal relationship with technology. How would it support your spiritual growth, your connection to others, your life's purpose? As you create this vision, feel it becoming more real, more possible with each breath. I want to remind you of something crucial. This transformation won't happen overnight. It's a process, a journey of many small steps. There will be challenges along the way. The siren call of your notification alerts, the fear of missing out, the force of old habits. But remember the garden we imagined at the beginning of our journey? With each mindful choice, each moment of intentional focus, you're tending to that garden. You're clearing away the digital fog, allowing the vibrant colors of your mind to shine through once more. You're not just tending to your cognitive garden, but nurturing your very essence. As you continue on this path of digital mindfulness, you may find that time takes on a new quality. Moments of presence may stretch into eternity, while hours of mindless scrolling may feel like lost instants. Trust in the process, knowing that each mindful moment is a step towards a more awakened state of being. I want to remind you of something crucial. This transformation won't happen overnight. It's a process, a journey of many small steps. There will be challenges along the way. The siren call of your notification alerts, the fear of missing out, the force of old habits. But remember the garden we imagined at the beginning of our journey. With each mindful choice, each moment of intentional focus, you're tending to that garden. You're clearing away the digital fog, allowing the vibrant colors of your mind to shine through once more. You're not just tending to your cognitive garden, but nurturing your very essence. As you continue on this path of digital mindfulness, you may find that time takes on a new quality. Moments of presence may stretch into eternity, while hours of mindless scrolling may feel like lost instants. Trust in the process, knowing that each mindful moment is a step towards a more awakened state of being. Now, I invite you to take the next step. Choose one small action you can take today to begin your journey out of the digital labyrinth. Perhaps it's setting a screen time limit on your phone. Maybe it's committing to a device-free hour before bed, or it could be scheduling time for a non-digital activity you enjoy. Whatever it is, commit to it now. Say it out loud. Write it down. Make it real. Remember that you are more than your digital habits. You are a conscious being, intimately connected to the vast tapestry of universal consciousness. As you reclaim your mental clarity from the clutches of brain rot, you're not just improving your productivity or focus. You're awakening to your true potential, your divine nature. Until next time, may your mind be clear, your focus sharp, and your digital consumption mindful and intentional.